Hello, Alberta. It's Frank Severely Normal. Now, I said in my next one I was going to talk about carbon taxes. Well, I lied because I'm making this video in the interim, and the next one I'll get to carbon taxes. This is just a short video, a couple things I forgot to bring up. Now, the Poobah Masters may say, oh, we didn't know that we were going to profit from the elimination of the Alberta healthcare insurance, the collection, non-collection of our taxes. Well, we didn't know we were going to profit. The government of the day might say, oh, hey, we didn't know what was going on. We thought we were given a tax break. Now, I don't know how many accountants and certified accountants that the Alberta government employs. But as you can see, year by year by year, you would think by the third year you'd say, oh geez, we're missing them healthcare premiums. But they didn't. They did everything that they could, including splitting the books, Mr. Horner, to hide the fact that by their actions, they were forcing us into debt to the banks. To the banks. Now, I have this here in my hand. I have this here in my hand, and I'm going to read it to you. This is LinkedIn, pulled off of the computer and printed. It says, there in black and white, Bulletin, Volume 11, May 2008. Now, on April, it says, on April 22nd, the Alberta government confirmed that it will eliminate premiums, the collection of premiums. Bulletin is intended specifically for employers with employees in Alberta. Read Poobah Masters. Employers with employees in Alberta. Organized labor that under their contracts was owed this benefit that their predecessors had gone on strike for or negotiated for through their union. It says, specifically for employers with employees in Alberta, because changes to benefit plans or internal policies may be required. While delivering the province's budget on April 22, 2008, Alberta's Minister of Finance and Enterprise confirmed that premiums under Alberta's publicly funded healthcare program will be eliminated effective January 1st. In other words, they're not going to collect the money in 2009 that they were in 2008. This measure was announced in February 2008, because there was an election coming, which they won in February 2008, on the promise to eliminate collecting the money that keeps us from going into debt. And you fell for it. Oh, Grandma's getting a tax break. Oh, now I'm getting a tax break. No, you're not getting a tax break. Because at the end of it all, they brought Prentice in. If you're working for one of the big companies and you have a union, you probably make more than $50,000 a year. So they brought Prentice in to re-rope you in and charge you without any, after taking it out of your union contract, to charge you for what you had before. Now, it says here, Alberta healthcare insurance premiums are $44 a month in 2008. It says it right here. Now, farther on, it says impacts and considerations for an employer. Alberta employers who are currently paying, and they would be paying it because they have a contract with the union of the employees to pay it, some or all of the Alberta healthcare premiums, will benefit. No doubt they're going to benefit from savings resulting from the elimination of the collection of our money. Yes, there's going to be savings for all those big employees. It says it right here. And this was issued to all big employees on like it says, May of 2008, just after they canceled them, the collection of our taxes. Some employers may be required to review the cost-sharing arrangements with their group insurance plan if the plan takes into account Alberta healthcare insurance premiums, because they don't exist anymore. And the reason they don't exist is so that those big companies could not pay the premiums that it was in your contract. Now listen to this. Alberta employees will also need to examine the relevance of revising their employee manuals and any other documents that make any reference to the payment of these premiums. As regards to collective agreements, are you listening, you organized labor? Are you listening? As regards to your collective agreements, it would be wise to consider removing all clauses that refer to the payment of these premiums to avoid any recourse or future obligation on the part of the employer. These were sent to employers. Legal advice on how to avoid what's in the contracts between the unions. It is worth noting that several Ontario employers found themselves in court. Well, so they're trying to avoid the employees being able to exercise their legal rights. So they're giving them advice on how to avoid what happened in Ontario, as the people tried to have the right to have their benefit that had been negotiated. Now, the elimination could also reduce the obligation with respect to post-retirement benefit plans for employers paying a portion of these premiums. Now, what this is legal advice for the Poobah Masters to keep that portion of the hourly wage that went towards paying the Alberta healthcare premium that used to go into the purse. Now, I told you before this all happened, there was a lot of chattering in the media about, oh, these premiums are paid by business anyway. Of course they are. Now, my sister and maybe your sister and your grandmother and your brother-in-law used to write out a check to the government because they weren't covered under a collective bargaining agreement and they owed it as their personal responsibility towards society on the healthcare file. But the employers didn't give this benefit. It was in negotiation, and it was gained, and it was taken away by the government saying, we're not going to collect your taxes, and in fact, we're going to make it legal not to collect your taxes, and that's going to force you into debt. And then we're going to try to impose austerity on you and push you over to the not least to put you farther in debt, so that then we can bring Mr. Kennedy and re-rope you. Do you see? All of the political players are working together to install this. See this orange thing around here? These are the new offshoots of the Poobah Masters companies. They're getting in on the freebies that Notley's giving out. And there's their new companies they brought in from the east. One of them will come to your house and install light bulbs and change your shower head. An employee from Ontario. And we're paying all this out of these carbon taxes. But at the same time, our budget is going farther and farther down. It's just a game for these politicians. No matter how it works out, they're all going to be okay. Personally, financially, they're all going to be okay. But you're not. You're not. And I'm going to show you a better way. I'm going to show you a better way. I'm going to show you what these carbon taxes are all about. That the political... I'm going to tell you something. This was one of the pillars of our community. And these pillars in our society have done everything in their power, and they've succeeded in dismantling one of the pillars of our community. That we take care of each other, that we pay our social responsibility. And I'm going to show you that if you just look at life a little bit differently, we can achieve a more just society. This has been Frank Severely Normal, and I approve of this message.